Hey, everybody. Welcome to another week of the Trash Talking and Giving Back podcast. I am your co-host, Erin-Cofiell-Barker. This is Joe Sinagra, my lovely co-host. I always point the wrong way. It feels awkward. At my house, I'm actually pointing to nothingness, but we're good. Joe is kind of a Mr. Do-It-All. I always say over at Myers Containers in Colchester. Joe, how are things going in the trash world?
Things are going well in the trash world. You know, we're get these breaks in the weather from here and there, so it's nice for the men and women that some days are a little cooler, the mornings are a little cooler, which is nice. But things are still very busy and active over here at Myers, and our recycling center is pushing out material more and more every day. So things are well here.
That's good. I feel like, and of course, since doing this podcast, and I live near a construction site that Myers is the hauler of choice at. And so I feel like I just see Myers trucks everywhere I go all of the time. I think I saw a fancy new one the other day that was silver and white, but then it still had the red gate on the back. So yes, whatever the word is, but there was a lot of red on it still. I like that.
Absolutely. And I noticed that, recently, Erin, you do a lot of fun stuff. I follow your socials, and I noticed, and it got me thinking. I recently went out to a local brewery, but it got me thinking, of course, we're at different phases of our lives, and we have adult-only resorts and we have adult-only things. Why don't we have adult-only restaurants?
I mean, I suppose you could consider some fine dining should be adult-only, or at least parents would maybe choose not to bring their children if they know, right? I'm not bringing my 3-year-old to Loonig's because that's just going to be embarrassing, and I don't trust that he's behaved enough. But I don't know, because a part of it is teaching the kids how to behave.
Well, sure, and you're a wonderful mother, but there are other people who aren't as strong of a parent as you are. And, it's a Sunday afternoon, you're trying to have an adult beverage, you're sitting outside, it's nice, and you have a kid throwing rocks right behind me. And I'm like, I would pay extra for, there should be a double hazy IPA, no kid. That should be on tap.
The no kid option. To be fair, I know what brewery you went to, and they have an outdoor area that makes it a very kid-friendly place to go to. And so maybe it needs to be that you don't go to that kind of one.
Well, that's fair, and I take some of that for me. But I don't know. I think we should have adult-only bars and restaurants.
Just like there should be sections of concert venues that are camera-free.
Exactly, and no standing. And you were complaining recently about standing.
Did you not get my Coldplay? Did you not get my Coldplay Kiss Cam reference just now?
Okay. I didn't. Sorry, I was thinking about other stuff. But
yeah, well, that when the guy made a statement, that's what he said. He was like, well, he at the end of it, he kind of owned it, and at the end of it, he was like, they invaded my privacy. However, he said it. Anyways, yes, I do. I do think that sometimes adult only is a good thing to have. And at concerts, there should be a dancing section and a not.
I think it's a great question for our guest.
It is a great question for our guest because he is a bar owner. We have Ed-Boldwin, who owns the Dumb Luck Pub. And as we bring him in, I actually do want to say hi to Ed. I think his place is great in Winooski, such a solid sports bar. But let's ask him about this kids thing, because my sister is recently back from Scotland, and the rule there, if you have a baby at the bar, with your first round of drinks, you have to order food. So that's a funny kid restaurant rule, I think, to encourage people to eat with the drinks. But Eddie, kids make it lively, right?
I plead the fifth.
I knew I liked you for a reason, Eddie.
No, we every place should have its own option for everybody. We are kid friendly. We are a family restaurant. When you introduced instead of bar owner, I'm more of I look at it as having bar seating for those people that come in alone or without kids or family and don't want to take up a table. But yes, Joe, I do agree with you. I there should be a place that offers that.
Maybe like certain hours, right? Like, you know how sometimes like I go to a lot of kid events and they have like the like sensory friendly hour, right? Where you can't do all the loud noises. So maybe like certain hours become that.
You know, we used to have that at the Winooski pool when I was a kid. It was adult time. All the kids had to leave the pool. I'm talking they had to go outside the pool area just so the adults could have their 1 hour alone.
I mean,
and I only bring that up. Yeah, so I only bring that up with we're doing our golf tournament to benefit the Winooski pool. But that was one great feature they had that it would be nice to do in a restaurant if you could get away with it.
That's funny. Adult swim, I think, is probably still a thing. I remember that always being like when we'd play cards or something because the parents got to swim in the pool. As a parent now, like I get it, and it would be nice to be able to go in and not get splashed. Correct.
But no, we are very kid friendly here.
So Eddie, tell us a little bit about, Dunlop Pub, what you started in Hinesburg, and you are a Winooski guy through and through, and you came and moved to Winooski 6-8 months ago. So tell us a little bit about, coming back to your roots and opening up the restaurant in your hometown.
Well, it's always been a goal. When we opened up Hinesburg, it was more of a test run with the hopes of being able to finally get into Winooski. At the time, there was nothing available. And then the Hinesburg spot became available, and we thought it'd be a great opportunity, which it was. We learned a lot out there. We met some incredibly nice people. A lot of support we had out there, and it was tough leaving. But my wife and I, Patricia, my partner, we just felt that 2 stores would be too difficult, and Winooski is where we always wanted to be, at least where I wanted to be growing up here. So we made the move, and it's been wonderful ever since. I mean, the construction's kind of a little difficult at points, just because of the traffic hazards they create for people. But other than that, the community has been very supportive. Our nights have been very wonderful. So, we're hoping when this is all said and done, it'll just take off, and we'll do everything we wanted to do here, which is just provide a nice place for people to come relax, enjoy, and see everybody they knew.
Well, and that's what's hard, right? Like, it's just weathering the construction right now, right? In theory, like once we get on the other side of it, things are going to be great. Business should be booming. It's improving the area. But for right now, there are people who are like, I don't want to go near Winooski. It's too hard. It's too hard. Can you just share how it's not that bad? Like how, like, right? It's once you do it once, you kind of get what's going on, and you guys have parking behind your restaurant. Like it is worth figuring out.
It can be difficult at times just knowing which side roads are available to get here. Mm-hmm. But overall, the traffic hasn't been that bad this summer. And the construction people have been wonderful in trying to make sure that the businesses, at least in front, when they were in front of me, were taken care of. They would move my sign accordingly as we had different entrances to get into the restaurant. They would move their vehicles if people were trying to get into the restaurant and it was getting close to that 4 o'clock hour. So, I mean, they've been nothing but hospitable, if you can say that, with them, being here to do the work. But the traffic part of it, it's really, it's an overstatement. I mean, it's just blown out of proportion. It's not that difficult. It's smooth sailing after 5 o'clock. Again, it's one-way traffic, which can be imposing to some people, having to find a way to get around to here, or but overall, I don't see the big whoop, so to speak.
Right. I think one of the things I really enjoy about your restaurant, and there's competition all around the area, you know what you're going to get each week. So you have live music, you have trivia, you have your special food specials and drink specials. So specifically your live music, you're attracting some wonderful acts that are playing every week. Maybe talk a little bit about some of those folks you have coming in.
Yeah, there's times I'll say I can't believe I get the talent I get for the money I pay, because again, you can't really pay a lot because you can't as much as you want to pay a lot. So we give a good amount for the hourly. And they get a meal, which kind of, they talk to everybody about afterwards. But the music itself it's a group of guys. It's just one person usually. It's dinner music. It's not invasive. It's not head pounding. The volume isn't through the roof. You can sit at your table, have a good conversation, and just hear someone play live music. A lot of them and most of them play their own stuff. It's very entertaining, very relaxing. You got some local legends like Charlie Rice, who grew up in Winooski, and so every time he plays here, it's like a reunion. You know, you're getting Winooski people from all generations, the last 65 years. It's a wonderful thing, and I really enjoy live music, and that's why I have it. I don't know if it brings in business, but I enjoy it, and that's one of the things we do.
But I think it does, though, right? You're a businessman, and that's just a smart business move. It does bring in people, because that person singing has family, has friends who like to go and listen to them, and it's maybe an added motivation for them to come out that night. Another thing you recently did, which just got more people in to see your restaurant, to deal with the construction, to know it's not as hard as they might think, was when you had the baseball reunion. Tell me about that.
Well, again, being from Winooski, you know, you see people and you all talk and you say, wouldn't it be great if we all got together? Well, we realized about a couple months ago that the last 4 Winooski high school baseball coaches from 1969 and up were all still here with us. And we said, what a great idea to get us all together, all generations of players and all the generations of coaches, with the success we had as a program. I mean, you're talking about my senior year, we graduated 32 students, and we competed in the Division I baseball league. We almost won the league, and then ended up going into the Division II playoffs and winning that handedly. And you don't get that from a small community unless you have that core group of people who are always there to provide, which each generation helped the next generation build. And that's what makes Winooski special. This picture right now you're seeing are all the kids that grew up on my street on West Allen Street. And it was just a neat little thing to have.
That's great. We on this podcast talk about, you know, dumb trivia and stuff like that. I know you have a very active trivia night, and I know at times it can get rowdy with the people coming and everything. So I know trivia is a big thing for a lot of people here in the North.
Yes, we do trivia every Wednesday, and luckily we're one of only a few restaurants in the city of Winooski that have off-street parking. So it makes it very handy, because when you are doing trivia, you get a large group of people all coming at once. So having that big lot in the back is definitely one of the bonuses we get with our Wednesday night trivia. We have the gentleman that does it was the first cook I started with in this business back in Hinesburg. He went into doing his own sound system and entertainment system. So now he's our host. Terry Wetmore, who owns After Hours Entertainment, does a fantastic job. He's very personable. He draws in a good crowd, and we get a lot of repeat customers because of it. It's a very relaxed environment. Everybody grades their own papers. Everybody's having fun talking. It's not like cutthroat and you're getting this great prize. You know, you get a couple glasses from a brewery, maybe a gift card and a shirt. So it really comes down to more people just having a good time in community.
So people aren't cheating, because that's my number one pet peeve at trivia is when I see people looking stuff up, and it drives me bonkers, because then though there'll be the round where it's like photos, right? Or like music, and it's like you can't cheat, and it's like, come on, they got everything right except for the rounds where you can't cheat. I'm too competitive, Adam.
I understand your competitiveness, but generally we don't have problems like that, but I can't say it's never happened.
I would be walking around calling them out. I need like a whistle. I'll host a trivia night and bring a whistle. Like, I see what you're looking up.
All for it. Everybody needs a little discipline.
Eddie, one of the other things that I really enjoy about your place is you're always trying different things when it comes to food. Like I saw recently, you're introduced a nacho burger. So, I think some people might not expect to get the quality of food that they will get at your place. You know, they expect pub food or I can make that at home, but that's not the case with your team that's cooking there.
Well, again, it's food, and everybody's tried to do everything you can do with it and more. And in the end, it's just food. So all we try to do is come up with some fun stuff. We try to cook it right. We season everything, and we're more focused on the quality we're putting out than the speed in which we're putting it out. I always tell my cooks, I don't care about how fast it gets to the table. We'll deal with someone if they're not happy. I just want you to make sure their food comes out perfect. And so when you try a nacho burger, again, we already have everything in house, and it's kind of neat and fun. And believe it or not, it tastes pretty good. When you get that sour cream and salsa mix on the cutting through the burger, it's actually good flavor.
Oh, I love it. What's your favorite thing about owning a restaurant in the town you grew up in / that was a part of the dream all along, right? To come back and support Winooski where you grew up.
Absolutely. The best thing about it is seeing everyone I grew up with. Every day there's somebody that I haven't seen in a little while that can come in here. And then within 15 minutes, it can be like a school reunion. And when I say that, we're talking, from people from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all the way up. It's just one of those unique things that you get here. And so that's probably my favorite part. And then getting to meet all the new people that are part of the community now. We have a lot of people that walk here, that live in the neighborhoods. We've gotten to meet them, people that didn't grow up here, but, they're now part of Winooski, which is, again, the whole amazing thing about what I'm doing and what my wife's doing.
One of the nice things you've always given so much to the community, and you continue to do it with the restaurant, with your charities for the donations from the pull tabs, and you're raising money with the golf tournament. Talk about some of the charities and why you choose the charities you have to support.
Well, I feel it's important as a business to give back to the community you're in, for one. So that's one reason we do what we do. The other thing is it's just, again, these are all connections I have through my childhood and growing up here in Winooski. The Jeff Bresso, who runs the ticket boxes for us, is part of the Winooski Youth Organization Baseball League. All the money goes to Winooski Youth Sports, which was an important part of my life and kind of developed who I am. So that's really important to me when we look at that. The golf tournament, it's a fun thing to do. People enjoy it. It's a good day to get out. So we try to pick a different place each year in the community that doesn't often get money handed to them and get them. I mean, it's nothing great. It's $3,000 to $5,000 on the average. But when you're not expecting it, it's nice to get a little boost right there. So while we're doing it for the pool this year, which is, I think, again, was a big part of my childhood, next year it'll be for something different in the community that most people don't think about.
And what a lot of people don't realize is it's the Myers Memorial Pool in Winooski. Jeff's father, Ken, was a prominent member of the community and was a driving force behind the creation of the pool. And when Ken passed away so young, the city of Winooski named the pool after him, and it's now become recently a major renovation that we at Myers Container were heavily involved in. And it's nice that, Ed, you recognize your childhood at the pool and helping the next generation of kids enjoy that pool.
Yeah, again, Jeff has been a good friend of the family for many years. We all grew up together. And the fact that what he does in this town that most people don't even see on a day-to-day basis would blow people's minds. And they all get to see the big things. They get to see the pool and all the nice buildings, all that great stuff. But what they don't see is what he does individually for people no one even knows. And that's the best part of why it's fun to get back to Winooski, because Winooski takes care of Winooski.
Good point.
I think that's pretty awesome. I know you've known Jeff since you were how old? And do you have any family-friendly memories or stories or little funny quips about Jeff that would be nice to share on the podcast? You can plead the fifth again. You've already done it once in this podcast. If it'd be better kept to ourselves or off the air.
Well, I've known Jeff again since I was a child. My older brothers and sisters all knew Jeff a little more because he's a little bit older than me. As for family-friendly stories, not a one, and I plead the fifth.
We should have probably opened with this, but I'm always curious. How did you come up with the name Dumb Luck? And is it truly just dumb luck, or is there more to the story?
Well, there's a few different stories. The main one is I originally had this idea with my brother-in-law from New Hampshire. And we were going to open this up in Manchester, New Hampshire in 1995 when we were young men and had a lot more energy. But as life happens and things goes on, it didn't develop. Then when I came home after my brother Brian died and I took over the family home, it just seemed like more of a possibility. So, with the support of my wife, Patricia, we decided it was worth the go. So I left a job I'd been doing 25 years and just up and bought a restaurant on a whim like that. And it was just one of those things we did. And it's, I'm talking so much, I'm losing track of what I'm saying.
We were wondering where the name came from.
Oh, the name. Thank you. My goodness. My brother-in-law. He's Irish and I'm Polish. The dumb came from me being a and I hope that doesn't offend anybody, but I take it as pride. It's a very prideful thing for me. So anybody who gets offended by that, I'm sorry. And then my brother-in-law being Irish, we figured dumb luck. And that's how the name came about.
Well, one of the things we do here is our wonderful producer, Ben, pulls out a little clips, 30-second clips, and we post those and circulate them. And I have a feeling that might actually be a good clip.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that.
No, that's the truth.
He said it, not us. Eddie, I actually have a really fun memory of going to the Dumb Luck in Hinesburg, half memory. We had done the Friday Night Fun League at Cedar Knoll. This was pre-kids, so I was able to, just go to the bar. And I remember we went there and you guys had been closing, but you guys were so great. It was me, my husband, and then another couple, and you guys gave us this grand tour. We felt so special. And then the kitchen was closed, but we wanted nachos. We're like, yeah, we'll go make nachos and cheese. And it's just such a fun, great memory. And I think I'm just one of many, many people who probably have really good memories of time spent at the Dumb Luck Pub in Hinesburg, or now the Dumb Luck Pub in Winooski. Well,
we hope so. That's the whole point of doing it, because you're certainly not going to get rich.
I thought Erin was going to the story that was fuzzy because she had a little too much to drink at the dump.
Well, that's why the end of it is fuzzy. To be honest with you, all I remember is it's this running joke with our friends where I say something about wanting nachos and cheese. That's the joke. I don't know.
Well, obviously it was before she came in, because we wouldn't ever overserve anyone to the point where brain would be fuzzy.
Yes, it was before. It was on the golf course, and we probably brought our own. So let's not get anyone in trouble on the podcast here. I do want to make sure we just reiterate one more time before we let you go. I think a lot of people don't realize the construction is happening in Winooski, but it is done at 5:00 at night. So to visit you guys, to visit all of the restaurants in Winooski, it is not as difficult in the evenings, or is it on the weekends? Is going or not going on the weekends?
It's a piece of cake in the weekend. Nothing's going on. Everything is normal. And again, I understand people's fears, but they should stop, because these businesses on Main Street are trying to do the best they can with everything they got. And the construction is not that bad where they cannot get here if they like the food. I mean, it's that simple. It's not hard to get here at all.
I just think it's unfortunate. I don't want everything to get improved and then all the restaurants went under and now new restaurant people get to come take advantage, right? I want you guys to all survive and be there. So it is very important for people to go and go places like Dumb Luck Pub and get some good food and watch some sports and do some trivia, and let me know if you're able to cheat.
Absolutely. We're all around. Fodang, Juniors, Green Mountain Valley across the street. I mean, Vermont Cocktail and Curie. I mean, we all need it, not just the Dumb Luck. So come on out, full force.
Thanks, Eddie. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
thanks for having me. You guys have a great day.
You too. Are you a trivia night guy?
I try to, but my attention span's not long enough. It's not
Well,
quick
yeah.
enough. It's fine. Then I get bored, so then you go have another drink, and it's just. And then I make people mad because I will shout out an answer or just to be stupid. So.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like you would be like good at trivia. It makes me feel dumb when I do trivia. When they ask a question and you're like, "Oh, I think I should know that one." Like, but it is a fun thing to go and do, right? And it's like, educational, right? You learn new things, so you're not just like drinking; you're like learning.
Absolutely.
Furthering your life.
Absolutely. So we go ahead.
Well, I was going to beat you to trashy or not and say trashy is cheating at trivia.
I agree.
But now let's hear what you have for me.
Being the whole restaurant theme, I notice that the number of people who get a water cup at Chipotle, Moe's, one of those places, they purposely ask for the water cup, and then they get a non-water drink.
So trashy.
I agree. I'm one, I'm admit that I push the envelope sometimes, and I live in the gray area, but even I'm not there yet.
Especially if you're not buying another drink, right? I'll agree. I think often like the fountain drinks are overpriced. For me, right? I'm assuming they have like a wild margin, and I think that's what's deterring people from wanting to. But it's just like a little slimy. But like, is that any worse from what if we went to lunch and you got a soda and it's a fill your own, and then I was like, can I just get an empty cup? I'm gonna have some of his.
Exactly. Like, you see it. If you're on TikTok, you would see there's a lot of TikTok skits about that exact item.
I'm thinking of joining. I want you to know.
Oh, it's the Coldplay. This Coldplay controversy was made for TikTok. It is absolutely the best. It's the best.
It's like so wild and crazy. Okay, so I agreed with you. Trashy on that one. Definitely trashy. But I think with the restaurant thing, there's other things where it's like, I don't know, how do you justify it? Like my new thing, we go to get ice cream and Jack wants it in a dish, but Ellie likes a cone. So often now I just get them like a small creamy with a dish on the side, and I give him the top and her the bottom. Like, is that me being cheap, or am I just being like health conscious for my children, or maybe a little bit of both? That's just how I'm justifying it. Like, should I just get them both their own and call it a day?
Well, I think in your case, the kids are smaller and they're not both going to finish that. And it's frankly no different than, if you're splitting splitting a drink with your spouse, or you don't want a full ice cream or whatever it might be. So I'm okay with that side of stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of that gray area out there.
I like it. All right. Anything else before we let people go?
No, absolutely not. Our guests have been wonderful. This week was great with Eddie. If people go to our YouTube channel, they can see all of our past guests all organized from week to week. So there's definitely some good ones in there. And we appreciate everyone for coming on.
Yeah, just to name a couple. So just in case it piques interest, we've had Anson Tebbets, we've had Ronald McDonald House, Camp Tecumseh, couple Rotary guys. Tom O'Keefe, if Rotarians are listening, he's doing his job. He sent me an email asking me he's like, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask if you wanted to join the Rotary Club.
Okay.
I haven't written back, but I got to tell him I can't do 7:30 in the morning with the age of my kids, unless he wants to send his wife to come babysit him or something, and then maybe I'll make it happen. But yes, like us, subscribe to us. Keep on listening. We love hearing from you guys. We love brainstorming up people to have. We love coming up with trash or not topics. And we love, sharing a little slice of our world with all of you. So thanks so much for listening, liking, subscribing. And don't forget, Winooski's not so bad, especially after 5 and on the weekends. Have a good week.